Yeah, Bayan. I've just remembered, sorry. Okay, so it's recording now? Yeah, it's recording. Good. So, sorry, consecutive calculation. So if it's here, my whiteboard, please come here. Consecutive calculation is something like calculating the left-hand side of an expression while I have everything on the right-hand side. Example, Reynolds number. So Reynolds number is rho dV over mu, صح? That's your Reynolds number. So إذا أنت أعطيتني rho with diameters, with velocity, with viscosity, I can calculate for you the Reynolds number. We call this kind of calculation consecutive calculation. It's a very simple type of calculation. Okay? And you can see كورسات اللي فيها أشياء مثل هذه. مثلا حتى في triple one, when I want to convert, for example, the temperature عندي مثلا in Kelvin, okay? أو بالعكس أنا عندي temperature in C and I want to convert it to Kelvin. So that all what you do is this, okay? So you have the right-hand side, you have the TC, and you have this constant, and then you calculate the left-hand side. We call this consecutive calculation. Very simple type of calculation. System of linear equation. اللي هو مثل ما قلت لكم في triple one. So I have unknowns من mole balance, for example, x2 equal I don't know, like a constant b1, and then you have another equation, okay, with the same unknowns, because I have two equations. I have two unknowns, then I need two equation x2, and that equal to b2. So this is what we call it a system of equation, because I can collect the coefficient in the matrices and the right-hand side of the matrices, and I solve them. We will look at this later. One nonlinear implicit algebraic equation. Well, triple one P, we're calculating the adiabatic maximum temperature. أي شيء شباب بس تحتاج إلى trial and error is this type of problem. Okay, bubble point calculation, the dew point calculation, where you are calculating pressure or temperature. في الفلويد mechanics لما يكون عندك السيستم turbulent أو الفلو يكون turbulent، شلون تحسب الفريكشن factor؟ Anyone can tell me if I have a turbulent system or a turbulent flow, how we calculate the friction factor? أحد يعرف المعادلة, the equation that we use to calculate the friction factor for turbulent flow? Any?
You can use
yeah.
You can use
the Colebrook equation.
Yes, اقرأ, thank you. Colebrook equation, Ali. Okay, they call it a Colebrook equation. Okay, so the Colebrook equation, I don't know if you remember it, عندك F صايرة في الصوبين. I don't remember it, but I have F here and I have F here as well. So you cannot solve it as a consecutive calculation. Okay, so Colebrook. Okay, Colebrook equation. صايرة 1 over the square root of F something, which is here also function of F. Consecutive calculation يعني اللي انت تبيه تقدر تحطها in one side of the equation. Okay? Like the Reynolds number. The Reynolds number is just sitting on the left, and that's what we call it consecutive calculation. لما يكون عندي شيء صاير في الصوبين, it means that I need trial and error. And that's what we call it implicit algebraic equation, and it's a nonlinear. And for that, we need to solve it by trial and error. اللي ياخذون course in numerical 316, we are going to study a lot of root finding techniques, root finding methods or techniques. Okay, and these are the method that we use it to solve this type of problem. لكن في الماتلاب عندنا function ready. Okay, so this is the difference. This is the difference between this course and the 316. That's what here what we are focused on is more the applications, and there you are focusing more on the underlying algorithm. The underlying algorithm. يعني أنا عندي نستخدم function اسمها f0 تحل المسألة دي، لأن أنا I'm interested more تسمعوني شباب ولا لا؟ Can you hear me? Okay, I don't know,
Yes.
Heba. Heba, you can hear me now? Okay, seems that you, Heba, have the problem. Yeah, maybe your connection, or just make sure that the mic is functioning. Tamam. Anyway, the lecture is recorded, so if you cannot hear me now, maybe later you can. What I was كنت أقول شباب هني شباب أنا أركز أكثر على الابلكيشن, so I'm not going to code the underlying. Well, sometimes we may code something just to understand the programming language اللي هي الماتلاب, لكن أنا في النهاية يهمني إنك تعرف تستخدم الكمبيوتر. That's my final objective. This is the expected outcome, that you know how to use MATLAB in order to solve these type of problems, that they are all over the place in our curriculums. So as you go from the 111 until the last Milot capstone project, you have to go through. You will see all this type of problems. Okay. Tamam. And then a system of nonlinear algebraic equation, and very common problem, especially when you start to solve a flow sheet. شنو يعني flow sheet؟ يعني PFD, process flow diagram. Okay, فزي ما يكون عندي multiple units. يكون عندي multiple units. ابتدي مثلا بستريم، داخل لي على heat exchanger، عقب داخل لي على fired heater، بعدين داخل لي على reactors، وبعدين عقب الرياكتور عندي separators، عقب separators عندي compressors، عقب الكمبرسور يرد هني mix مع الفيد اللي يطلع من الرياكتور ادخل على الستريبر. Now we have units. This is how the chemical plant is. Okay. يعني في النهاية انت في كورس ان شاء الله بتاع المايلستون 423. This is what you are going to do. You are going to design a plant. You are going to design a plant that تعطيها انت feed معين وتطلع لك product معين. تعطيها ديزل متلعوز بسلفر. Okay. يسمونه sour diesel, for example. And then you design a plant to which you are getting sweet diesel. ما في H2S. So this is your target. أدخل عليه diesel في sulfur, which is not good, to a sweet diesel, which does not have a sulfur. So I can use it in our track ولا السيارات اللي تمشي على diesel or whatever. So who do this? It's a process. And who designed this? You. صدق أو لا تصدق? You. You are the one who designed this. And what is this? This is basically where we combine our Ching 111 and Ching 212 كله. 315, 316 until 423. You study all this. We are teaching you all these courses in order to be able to design this. So maybe you can now feel that you are a useful person in this community. Okay, because you are doing something useful. You are taking a diesel that's coming from another upstream unit and you turn it to something useful. This means that you are useful. أنت لست عبئا على المجتمع. أنت شخص مفيد. Okay. But for you to be able to do this properly, you really need to study all this. And when you study this, بتشوف ان عندك thermodynamics, عندك heat transfer, and what is all this? All these are equations. F2, F3, F4, and all of them are nonlinear. And they function of many unknowns. 2, 3, 4. I'm trying to give you the big picture, okay? ومعناته عندي بعد هني x1, x2, x3, x4 equals 0. نفس الشيء هني equals 0, equals 0. What is this? This is a system of nonlinear equation. So the system of nonlinear algebraic equation is the underlying system of equation under any PFD, process flow diagram. And then about system of first order differential equation. This is actually that you are going to do it في course modeling. Ching 324, and also in the control course, Ching 415, which I used to teach before. Okay. Okay, so these are the places where when the brush. Okay, this is the places where you are going to see such things. Well, also chink. Just maybe reactor design. طبعا هاي صوت الكيبورد مالي. أعرف وايد لأن انكتب عليه كوفي. Ching 323 and Ching. Yeah. This is the reactor design course. This is the reactor design course, and this is the modeling course. This is the control course. In these courses, you are going to see this guy, a system of first order differential equation, معادلات تفاضلية. In fact, in these courses, we solve this problem numerically. لما انتوا درستوا with Math 205, you have to study how to solve differential equation analytically. Now please distinguish between these two words, analytically. يعني بالورقة والقلم. Numerically. يعني بالكمبيوتر. Okay? I'll repeat. When we say something that we solve it analytically, يعني باستخدام الرياضيات والورقة وقلم. When we say something, we are solving it numerically, يعني باستخدام computer. And probably now you can see why the numerical analysis course is important for you as an engineer. Maybe 20 years, 25 years ago, ما كان وايد numerically مهم. كان مهم بس مو بوايد نفس الحين. ليش؟ Because now we are doing everything numerically. Before, the computer was not that powerful. And probably you can see that. You can see that telephone نفسه, I can solve problem in it. I don't know if you are aware that MATLAB is also can be installed in your cell phone. طبعا لو تشتري ما ظن انت بتحصل لك MATLAB من اللي تحصل عليهم تحطه في التليفون. You need to buy that application. So you can see that the word become more digital, and digital mean computerized. Yeah. Okay. And that's why you need to know how to solve these kind of problems with computer. الستة وسبعة, 6 and 7 are a bit of advanced شوية. Multiple linear regression, non-linear regression, these things you did it already, by the way. Okay, especially linear regression and non-linear regression. أحد يقول لي وين سويتوه؟ سويتوه أنت. Anyone can tell me in which course? 2 and 3, thank you very much. Okay, في applied course. Okay, you are trying to estimate the kinetics parameters. So that's basically regression. Okay, so this is another type of a problem that we have in chemical engineering, and probably you have already witnessed that. طبعا عندنا linear and nonlinear programming. Oh, that's a very well, I have offered before special topic in this subject, linear and nonlinear programming. However, also it is already embedded in high system with Aspen Plus. يعني مو explicitly, but for the background somewhere that is there. So you can see this is all the type of problems, and it's very important. ورقة هي واحدة, لكن I found it very useful for myself. That's why I did it. I did it for everyone. I found it very useful في موضوع إن هي تلخص لي. It's helped me classify. يعني أنا الحين at this stage, whenever I read any problem, من كتاب thermo, من كتاب fluid, من كتاب mass transfer, I look at the problem and then I classify it. أحاول أقول هذه which type of problem. وبعدين once I know what type of problem it is, I know how to solve it because I learn how to solve it. Regardless عن المسألة إيش تحسب. Regardless what I'm calculating from the equation. The only thing I have to put effort في إنه هو is that problem can be classified into this ولا لا واحدة من ال 11 دلين. If it's classified, I know how to solve it. So that's our target. So as you can see here, it doesn't matter which package you use. Whether I'm using a Microsoft Excel VBA or MATLAB or Polymath or MathCAD. أنا طالب كان عندنا في الجامعة طبعا كنا طلاب ما كان عندنا لاب واحد في computers. It's not like now. And we have used MathCAD. Okay. وايد شبيه بالMATLAB. Or of course I can solve all this problem by hand. Another word of saying hand and automatically. Good. So this already شباب هذه I uploaded to you في MATLAB sorry في Teams, so you will be able to look at it. تمام, perfect. Any question? Do you where to use partial differential equation? Okay. In fact, كلكم خذيتوا fluid? Yes, no? Have you taken fluid? Only you? Okay, most of you. Most of you. Good. درستوا النافير-Stokes equation. Navier-Stokes equations? Yes, no? No? Yes? Okay, Hanin, is it لما is it no? Yeah. Not sure? في أحد sure إن هو درس Navier-Stokes equation in fluid؟ اللي sure بس يقول لي in numerical Navier-Stokes equation numerical. طيب هل المعادلة كانت D ولا partial? Sorry, not that partial. يعني مثلا كان when you study this, you were studying it in this form or you study it in this form? Is it form 1 or form 2? اللي قال لي في numerical form 2. Okay, good. That's a partial differential equation. And as Ali as well say, بيدرسوا thermal but probably ما خذوا اللي هم تذكرون residual properties, okay, defining equations. All these are partial differential, but maybe in these courses you don't study أو ما حليتوهم numerically, okay, ما حليتوهم numerically. بس بقول لكم أشهر مكان إن في differential equation عندنا reactors. Maybe in the applied you have came across this. عندنا نوعين من الرياكتور مشهورين. عندنا CSTR, okay, يكون هاي CSTR, continuous stirred, okay, so هاي الخلاط اللي stirred tank reactors. So this is like stirring and the input dash output طالع. عندنا another type of reactor نسميه plug flow reactor. Plug flow reactor. اوكي شباب انا الساعة 2 عندي meeting. I have to leave. Okay, it's an important urgent meeting, so we have 15 minutes until I finish. Sorry about that, but it just was, it's an urgent meeting that they just announced it. Anyway, البلاج فلو رياكتور شباب لما يدخل عندي الكونسنتريشن السي نوت هني يطلع بسي اي معين. The concentration in this is changing in the axial axis. فإذا أسمي هذه الأكسس Z وبسمي الأكسس هذه R. So for me to explain or to express a change in the concentration, يعني أنا أقول الكونسنتريشن يتغير. هنكتب بلون ثاني. هني أنا أقول الكونسنتريشن يتنقرا كذي شوف وأنت بدل ما تكتبها تقراها. الكونسنتريشن اللي هو CA يتغير. So هذه معناتها يتغير. The reverse 6. Okay, it means that it changed with Z. And then you have expression here. And then you also have the concentration change in the R direction, اللي هو radial direction, اللي هو مكان radius. Okay, هذه ال R, and this is the Z. فأنت في كل لحظة زمنية، okay، في كل لحظة زمنية عندك profile. Okay, عندك profile concentration in this direction as well as in this direction. The plug flow reactor. طيب احنا if you want to have a very rigorous model, this is what you have to do. And then you have a system of partial differential equation and you have to solve it. لو أنا, if I'm assuming that the change of the concentration in the radial direction 0, معناتها I don't have this equation. And then look here now. Now this partial become total. This partial become total derivative. اللي هو بدي زيدك الصوب وكامل وطلع السوليوشن. So whether you are going to have a partial or you are going to have a total depends on how you model, how you explain mathematically your system, how you explain mathematically your system. فهذه المثال من الرياكتور ديزاين. الشباب اللي قالوا لي defining equation is from the thermal. Navier-Stokes equations is from the طبعا Navier-Stokes equation هي أم البرنولي، يعني برنولي حالة خاصة من Navier-Stokes equation. Okay, so yes, we do have a lot of. بس أنا in this course in particular في كورسي يعني maybe one مرة يمكن أو مرتين تطرقت إلى النيوميريكال. I'll see if there's an interesting things I'll bring it. بس ما ركز عليهم. وحتى differential equation ما ركز عليهم. So the numbers here from number وين السكيتة؟ Yeah, سكيتة. Mainly in this course I'm focusing on. Okay, in this course I mainly focus on اللي هما أول 5 أو أول 4 سوري. أول 4 يعني أكثر التركيز على أول 4. ساعات كنت أركز على الخامس، بس هذه very very rare. Okay, very rare. By the way, these are very important problems يعني عندنا في chemical engineering. Maybe an elective course will be nice course to include all this. Boundary value problem and differential algebraic لما يكون عندك coupled يسمونهم DAE, differential algebraic system of equation. All of them can be solved with computers. I already uploaded يا حمد. It's already there. طيب شباب, in the few minutes الموجودين شباب, I want to introduce you to the MATLAB. So مثل ما قلنا شباب, I'm going to cover 2 platforms in this course, and then MATLAB and then HYSYS. In the MATLAB, or what is MATLAB شباب؟ طبعا MATLAB بيكون عبارة عن icon عندك, ناس بتشوفها هنا عندي في الكمبيوتر. So when you just click on it, أو لو كان على الديسكتوب you double click on it and then you will find السوفتوير قدامك. Okay. طبعا في النوتس اللي أنا I uploaded for you اسمه MATLAB note, تحصلونه في التيمز. Okay. There شباب, there is an explanation for the interface that you are seeing in front of you. فعندك هنا الكوماند ويندو، وعندك هنا الكرنت فولدر، وعندك هنا الورك سبيس، وعندك الاشياء اللي فوق. What is this? What is that? عندك الهيلب if you need. يعني هاي الاشياء I don't think it's worth that I spend time tell you what is this and what is this. It's already explained in the notes so you can read it. Okay, let me show you the notes. The one that I uploaded already. Yeah, it's called MATLAB notes. Okay, it's already there in the teams. So general introductions, that's what I mean. What is that and what is this? Okay, فايل نسميه اللي هو المكان اللي تكتب فيه اللي هو الإديتورز. Okay, and the command window is where you execute the command and like view history. طبعا كلها مشروح بالتفصيل الممل ني. So basically from page 1 to page 2 or 3 you can read it yourself. Okay, قليل مو بوايد ترى, just 3 pages. That will tell you to explain to you يعني in general what is that? What is that interface? My preferred definition of what is MATLAB. حد يعرف MATLAB stand for what؟ اختصار شنو MATLAB؟ حد يعرف شباب MATLAB اختصار شنو؟ Matrix Laboratory. Excellent عمر. An excellent. مريم تتكلم كانت بتقول بعد. من اللي تحكى؟ زينب حميد. Yes. Exactly. It's a matrix laboratory. طبعا هو بدأ في ال MIT داخل جامعة MIT لما صارت شركة MathWorks. You can read about its history, very interesting history في Google. You can Google it and read it. أنا أفضل أعرف الماتلاب as the big calculator. This is my, well, like Bin Shams' preferred definition. Okay. Delete that. Well, Bin Shams' definition. Okay, حق MATLAB. So I define MATLAB as a big calculator. Yani anything that you need to calculate, you can do it in MATLAB. And you will see that طبعا انا هنا شباب في الكوماند ويندو. طبعا اللاي اوت الديفولت لاي اوت اذا تروح هني في اللاي اوت طق ديفولت بيطلع لك الكرنت فولدرز, بيطلع لك الورك سبيس, اي شيء تبي تطالع تقدر تطالع الكوماند هيستوري. I can dock it. Okay, which is, yeah, it's here. Okay, that's the command history. يعني أي شيء كتبه موجود يتم موجود. So those all things that I wrote before. Okay, وعندي الورك سبيس أي شيء كتبه هني as you can look at it, you can see well, let me show you. For example, let's assume that I want to add two numbers. Okay, like 3 plus 5. That's equal to 8. Okay. Now this is like exactly the calculator. إذا أنت عندك calculator يمك بتشوف إن this is how you are going to do. You are going to type 3 and then you're going to type 5, and then you will get the answer right away. So what is the workspace? It just give me the اللي هو الفاريبلز اللي عندي. طبعا انا عندي هنا variable اسمه answer مخزن فيه رقم 8. ف all the variable that you have in your command window will be listed in your workspace. اذا انا محيته, اذا قلت له شيله يعني clear all or clear answer, clear all, بتشوف ان everything in the workspace has been deleted. طيب, what I want to really show you شباب is if look at this operation. بس خلينا نشيل اثنين انا ما بحتاجهم الحين. Look at this calculation اللي انا البسيطة اللي انا سويتها شباب. عندي 4 دقائق, بعطيكم دقيقة واحدة شباب. I want you just to think, if I would like to do this kind of calculation in C++, I will repeat. If I want to do this simple calculation اللي هو 5 زائد 3 يساوي 8, يعني الكمبيوتر will calculate for me this summation. I just will give you 1 minute to close your eyes and try to imagine how you are going to do this in C++ in the CS103 course. Close your eyes for 1 minute and في مخيلتك أو في مخيلتك حاول list the steps and the procedures, the lines that you are going to write inside your editor before you get the number 8. I'll give you 1 minute. Yes, Hamid. You will put x equal 3, y equal to 5, but is that right away you're going to do that؟ ما في شيء قبلهم؟ ما في شيء عقبهم؟ يعني بدك x equal 3 x y وبيصير له run وخلاص؟ Go down to أشياء. Yeah, that's what I want to know. Okay, the C out, okay. Defining variables, okay. So you have, what's the first line? You have to include something. ولا ما في including حق شيء. C in, C out. No include, hash include something. Yeah, the input output stream, you have to, yes, exactly. اقرأ. So you have to write hash include the input output stream, and then you have to declare legally defining variable. Who told me here defining variables? And here Zainab, Hamid, defining variables. We call it declaring the variables. Then you have to, they have to write integer, the mean, and then you write the equations. عقب ما أخلص, I have to do something before I execute that. I have, well, of course, I have to put all the semicolon. But I'm saying, do I have, it will be executed right away, or I have to do something? I have to do something before execution. يلا عندي دقيقة. We have to check. No, the computer will check. What we call that computer checking process. لها اسم. It has a name.
See out.
See out. Well, let's assume that you have already wrote the program. Then I have to compile. Right, Ali Shakrala. Yes, I have to compile. I have to do the compilation. Okay, so what is the compile? It's trying to check for error, consistency in your code, and then it will execute it. And after doing this, you will get number 8. Okay, maybe إذا واحد فيكم familiar with this, he can do it in C++, and in next lecture, please have it as an image وقطها لنا هني, just for me to show the rest of the class how this code can be done in C++ and how it can be done in MATLAB. In MATLAB شباب كل اللي سويته, all what I did, I just bring the two number and I add them, and that's it. So that tells you how easy it is to interface with MATLAB and to do lots of things with MATLAB. Hopefully, what I have just said attracts you a bit and tells you that you don't have to worry about this course if you are worrying about programming in general. Avoid MATLAB أسهل, and inshallah, when we start to solve the problem, you will start to see this. طيب شباب, I'm sorry I have to leave now. I do have a meeting, and I'll meet you inshallah next week. شباب, انتوا عندكم الماتلاب, and I have uploaded typical problem number 1 موجودين. I'm going to explain them next lecture, but if you طبعا كل اللي فيهم عبارة عن expression that you can execute in MATLAB. Okay, I'll show it to you in 1 minute. So I have already uploaded اللي هو these things here. عبارة عن expression that I want you to solve it in MATLAB. Okay. Try to do it. If you don't know how to do it, that's fine, because I'm going to do this next lecture. بس إذا تبتدي تشتغل عليهم أو تشتغلين عليهم, that will be very great. So maybe you will have a lots of questions, so you can ask me next lecture. So all what you have to do is to open MATLAB in the command window and trying to calculate for me these expressions. Even هم 10. And next lecture, inshallah, I will go through them. Okay, guys, sorry, but I have to leave now. And if you have any question, you can send it to me على الchat. Okay, guys, have a good day. Thank you.